Hi everyone, I'm Tim Shifa, and I will continue to do a demo about my system, student grade system. So as we can see from the project 1, as we run the system, it will create 3 files for student details. These student details I add this before, so it have my details, and for the grade details and subject details I am not adding yet. So now we will run the program to add some student and add some subject and for the grade. So after we running, we can see student grade management system. Number 1, add student. Number 2, add subject, add grade, show student, show subject, show grades. And for calculate average grade, so we're gonna add some student. So we choose 1 and enter the ID, name for it, and the class. Okay, so we already add a student, and if we want to confirm the student, we can choose 4 to show the student details. So as we can see, we can see there are 2 records there. Now we would like to add the subject, and we choose 2, and for the subject code we can put DFP 40203 and subject name Python programming, and we want to add more 1 subject, so we choose 2 again, and for the code DFP 40233 Visual Basic. So if we want to see the subject details, we can choose 5 to read the document, and it will show there are 2 records, Python programming and Visual Basics. So now we are gonna to add the grade. We need to enter the ID which we want to add the grade for it. So choose the subject, and the grade is, for example, I give 90, and we also add the grade again for another subject, DFP and this one we choose 80. Then we will choose 6 to show the student grades, and here we can see for the student ID 1051 and the subject for DFP 40203 he gets 90, and for another subject he get the grade is 80. So we will do a calculate average grade for it, and we choose the choice 7, and we enter the ID for the student, and we can see here average grade for the student ID F1051 is 85. So for the choice 1 as student, we will use append method, and number 2 also append, number 3 also append method. So for number 4, 5, 6, we will use the read document method. And for the number 7, we will also use the read, and we sum up all the grades that he get and divide by how many subject that he get. So to get the average. And for the number 8, if we want to exceed, we choose number 8, and it will say exceeding program by. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. I will be present about PBT1 for DFP 402203 Python programming. So my name is Muhammad Daniel Adi bin Muhammad Faiz and my matric number is 01DDT23F1086. And our task is to create a system, so we decide to create student grade system. The system is developed using Python, designed to manage and calculate student grade, help education institution, track academic and performance. So this is our full coding. So we gonna split part by part to explain it for more detail. So for the first one, this is where the coding start. The main. This is called system equal to class name student grade system. So we are using while true looping. So it will print student grade management system and the 8 choice for the user. So for the first choice is add student, add subject, add grade, show student, show subject, show grade, calculate average grade, and the last one is to exit the program. So we ask the user for input into your choice, and we are using if. For the choice one, student ID, we ask the user for student ID, student name and class, and this is to add the information into the file. So for the next choice is choice 2. We ask for the subject code and subject name, and same, we will put the information into the file. So this is our class, and inside the student grade system there have function that name init self. This is for us to declare the student file for txt. So we are using self.student file, and we can use it to the whole program. So for the next one is function for add underscore student. So inside this we are going to enter the student ID, name and class name. So this is to open the file, the existing file for student file, and then I'm gonna write the information inside the file, and this is to put it in format. So the first one will be student ID, name, and then class name. So for the next one is function for add subject. For this method is to enter the code and subject name. So this is to open the file for self.subject file and enter the information right in format for code and subject name. So that's all for me. I will next skip to the next person, which is Daus.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Fidos. My matric number is 01DT23F1080, and today I'm going to present about the PBT1 project presentation. Alright, let's see here. So in the line 83, so leaf choice is equal to 3. So if the user input 3 in the user input section, and then it will execute this line of code, which is the SID is equal to input, then in bracket student ID. So it will tell the user to input a student ID. Then also we have subject underscore code equal to input subject code. Then we have grade equal to input and in the bracket, which is grade. And with all of that input stored in the variable, in the respective variable, the SID, the subject, the support, and grade, and then it will call a function which is add underscore grade inside of the Python file itself. So with this, with all of the variable that we just created, it will pass all of it, the SID, the subject underscore code, and the grade. So let's look at the line 15, which is add underscore grade, self, SID, subject underscore code, and grade. So what this function does is it will create a new text file, and then it will write all of that variable that we have just created. So it will write SID inside, the subject underscore code, and grade inside of the text file. Okay, let's go to the line of 89, which is choice number 4. If we're using input number 4 inside of the input, and then it will execute, it will call the display underscore student inside of the code. So let's look at line number 19, display underscore student self. So it will print student list first, and it will open a new, no, it will open an existing file named student underscore file to be opened, and then it will extract all of the information inside of the text, and then we display the SID, the name, and the class name. But with this, it want to the Python code want to open a file, but if the file does not exist in your system, then it cannot open the file itself. You have to create the file first. Okay, let's go to the choice number 5. The choice number 5 will call display underscore subject. So let's look at line number 26, display underscore subject self. So it will print subject list first as a string, and then it will open a file named subject underscore file. Remember, if the subject underscore file does not exist in the system, then the code cannot open itself, and then you cannot print the code and the subject name. And after it has opened that, it will read the text inside, and it will once again display the output, which is code equal to code and subject equal to subject underscore name. Alright, that's all from me. I will pass this next to my friend.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Kamal bin Harun, matrix number 01DDT23F1051, and I'll continue with the PBT1 Python presentation. Next, else if the choice is equals to 6, it will call the function display underscore grade, and then it will find the function display underscore grade and print the grade list is equals to what, and then it will read the self.grade file, and then it will print out the SID, subject code, and also grade, and all of these are separated by comma. It will print out student ID is equals to SID, subject is equals to subject underscore code, and grade is equals to grade. Next, else if this choice is equals to 7, it will SID is equals to the input, so means the user need to input their student ID. It will call the function system.calculate underscore average underscore grade. So then it will find the calculate underscore grade and calculate underscore average underscore grade function, and then total and count is set to 0 to initialize the variable. Next, it will read the self.grade file. So for and then it will print out s underscore id, code, and also grade, and it is separated by comma. So if s underscore id is equals to sid, means that the student ID that the user input is equals to the student ID that the program have, then it will start counting. So total is equals to float plus grade, and count is equals to 1 or more. means that count is the subject that the student take. So if count is more than 0, it will start counting. Average is equals to total divided by count, and then print the average grade for student is equals to what. Else, if the count is not more than 0, it will print no grades found for this student. Else, if the choice is equals to 8, it will print exiting program by. Means if the user enter the choice 8, it will exit the program. Else it will print invalid choice, try again. Means if the user input number other than 1 until 8, for example 9 or 10, it will print out invalid choice. And last but not least, for this line, it is used to run the main function when the file are executed. That's all from me. Thank you.